आप्यायन्तु मम गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्व निराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Now comes a very unique verse. A unique question by the student. And the teacher was not an ocean of compassion. Probably take a cricket bat. And do what? Not beat up the student. Hit the last ball. So now, having explained everything and giving all the means, at the end of the teacher's discourse, if a very ridiculous question comes, can you imagine? Ramayana is over and they say, tell me Ram. Entire Gita is over and they say, Swamiji, can you tell us one practical instruction? It is not like that kind of question that people ask these days. So here, when the teacher has lifted the mind of the student into that state of meditation, in that state of knowledge, the teacher is quiet. The Guru has concluded. Now, what to do? After every session, there has to be a question-answer session. In case there is any doubt remaining, should be clarified. But the student, see the question that the student asks.
Upanishadam bho bruhiti Uktata Upanishad Brahmi Vavata Upanishadam Abrumeti.
Bo is an address of respect. Thou. So, O teacher, O Guru, Upanishadam bruhi. I mean, all you said is very nice. Okay, very nice, very fascinating, But let's get to the point. Can you now, at least now, start teaching the Upanishad? Means, come on, tell me. All this, thing you said, but can you tell me? Now can you teach me the Upanishad? Iti uktaha has been said. The teacher replies, Te Upanishad Brahmi Vavte Upanishadam Abruma. This teacher says, that Upanishad which reveals Brahman, I have already said. Now, if there's any other Upanishad that you may have heard of from social media, so that Upanishad that reveals the infinite that we knowingly or unknowingly are seeking, we have already revealed it to you. Which means there is nothing more to be said, nothing more to be told. Now, Upanishad are in a very unique language. This is how some of us today approach spirituality. Such high knowledge is given, as I said, and then in the ending, not that teacher, thank you, namaskar, I have gained it. After this, can you tell me the Upanishad? Which means he understood nothing. Means sometimes people think that, level of students, the first student on direct, it's other than the known and the unknown. It's the eye of the eye, that which the mind cannot think of, but because of which the mind can think, and the mind is known. That which the mind cannot know, but the mind is known. Through that, the student realized and says, I don't think I know it well. I don't think that I don't know it. I know it and I don't know it. And those who know what I mean, know it. Yeah. For the knowers of truth, it remains unknown. For the ignorant, they think they know it. Yeah. Such student went away. There was other who said, give me some clue, some peep into it. And to them it was said that through contemplation on this knowledge and seeing this consciousness reflected in every thought, bathing every thought, was pointed out. Then, for the students who still through this meditation cannot come to know, then for them was pointed out Saguna Upasana, as well as the whole knowledge was given in a story or a picturesque form. And then to make us understand that how quick and with what sincerity we need to inquire, 3 illustrations were given. Adesh was given. And then the simplest sadhana, and that is Nam Upasana. How it has to be in the Upanishads to be used for our knowledge and direct realization. All this the teacher has already explained. You think a student who have even come to the portals of Upanishad would be so dumb to say, now tell me the Upanishad. The students here of the Upanishad is not saying because he has not understood or he thinks the teacher was just blabbering. Yeah? Or it went all above my head and I don't think this is the Upanishad. Now let's get to the point. It is not because of that. Here the sincere student, having heard the Upanishad, so that the teacher doesn't stop teaching, and at the same time, not like, okay, I've heard enough. Or if there's nothing more than this knowledge, but to gain this knowledge, we hear that we require purification of the mind, single-pointedness of the mind. Then, is there some method, some technique, or some practices that are essential to get this knowledge, to be clear in this knowledge, to be established in this knowledge? In some Upanishads, this preparation to become an adhikari, fit for the knowledge, is given in the beginning. This is also that those students who have heard the teacher, not understood, but could not realize the truth. Did not realize the truth. So, is there something that I need to practice? Because by the grace of Bhagwan, with your seeking and your sincerity, we reach the Gurukula, the house of the Guru, the abode of the Guru, and having with humility served. But how many of us have actually done that? So even after gaining this knowledge, and really speaking, the scriptures say that if there is an object right in front of you, you have the eyes, the instrument to see it. You may be blind, that's a different thing, no? You have the instrument to see it. And there is light. If it's dark, no? There is light. And suppose you don't even know that this is the Upanishad, and somebody tells you this book has the Upanishad. How much time does it take to gain this knowledge? I have to now meditate. Okay, you said me, now I have to have a discussion group on it. I have to now reflect on it. And I have to meditate. This is an Upanishad, this is an Upanishad, this is an Upanishad, this is. If you take this book as some, novel, it's really, really interesting. Must be an Indian novel because someone is riding an elephant. Then you have to meditate. No, this is not a novel, this is an Upanishad. This is not a novel, this is an Upanishad. It is not a novel, it's an Upanishad. It's not a novel, it's an Upanishad. Shravana matrena. When there is a fit student and there is a teacher who knows the truth or established in the truth, that is a problem, no. I am fit, But the teacher also should be fit, no? So we always put, I see, the teacher couldn't explain to me, what was the teacher blabbering about? In anything in life, first check yourself. Then check upon the teacher or check upon the other person. So when there is the fit intellect, that's why the Upanayana, dhiyo yona prachodayat. When there is the fit intellect, and when the knowledge is being imparted, the transaction of knowledge is taking place from the guru to the student, the teacher is not describing but showing. And if the student sees it, knowledge takes place there and then. It's if you have still a doubt because you're holding on to still your past heard ideologies or whatever you have heard and read, then you say, they said like that, this says like that. So doubt comes in the mind. But the doubt you remove with the knowledge that you have gained logically, that you understood while listening, to make it doubt-free. But there are others. I have no doubt. It can't be otherwise. The cause of this universe has to be infinite. Infinite is that which is all-pervading, present in everything. So how can I be excluded from it? It has to be my essence and the essence of everyone. I know it. If somebody tells you now that you are not Brahman, you are this sinner, good for nothing, a negligible part of the infinite, your body might be. You say, no. You will argue against it. But when you sit in meditation, you're no good. Because past habit, viparita bhavna, past conditionings, habit of identifying as a limited entity with the body, mind and intellect. And therefore, constant reminder. Reminder of what? What we have understood of the scriptures from the Guru. That is dhyana. That is contemplation. So, then you contemplate. But really speaking, the knowledge takes place there and then. And why does the knowledge not take even after hearing? In the Vedas itself, there are number of such stories that, and one of the story is that both the Devatas and the Asuras, the well-wishers of the world, as well as those who want to aggrandize, want higher materialistic success in the world. Even now, there are some who come to an ashram to learn. Others go to corporate seminars. And corporate seminars, what are they teaching? But one goes there for attaining material success. Remember I told you that when I asked Guruji that why people would not want to see someone growing spiritual, wait till you get back home and you start meditating. People will be a little bit worried. Therefore, vivikta desha, in solitude, when everybody else is sleeping without disturbing them, meditate. Don't show up. These are all simple tips, parting gifts. Because, and you will see also when we question that again after all this is, how this is going to be helpful to me in my practical life. Therefore you hear Virochana and Indra. Chandogya Upanishad, we have that example. Virochana and Indra both go to Brahmaji, the creator, to gain this knowledge. Because if you hear that something is really great, gaining which everything is gained, Virochana understands that I will get not only the nether worlds, but all the three worlds with this knowledge. The Devatas are saying how to get this knowledge to conquer all these conflicting and these opposing and these negative forces. Both go with two different intents. But both want a world of heaven, joy, happiness. One thinks by conquering the world you get happiness. One thinks that what do I do by which I conquer my mind? And by conquering my mind, I get the whole world. And I'm no longer a victim of circumstances. I'm a king of circumstances, master of circumstances. Indra Devata, because of his goodness, lives in pleasure. Asuras also want pleasure, but always conflict. So mostly on the battlefield only. But both want victory. And why do we want victory? Why do we want success? Because we want a world of happiness. So both go to Brahmaji. And 25 celestial years, both the king of the nether worlds and the king of the heaven have to do seva. Then Brahmaji in one line tells them, what? Brahma Vidya. Really speaking, Shankaracharya says, I can tell you the whole essence of the Upanishads in just half a verse. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. If you've understood, you've understood. If you've not understood that, how can world be illusion? You see, my family is also illusion. Yeah, they're relatives. As long as you have yavad vitto parjana sakta, tavan nija parivaro rakta. No, but my children, they're not for money. They give money. Acha, great. Wait till they get married. No, after that also. But yavat pavano nivasati de, tavat prichhati kushalam gehe. People will say, I can't live without you. One day after you've died, they will cry. Next day, they will be checking the insurance. I can't live without you. Chala hamsa kela. You came alone, you have to go alone. Everything comes and goes. That which comes and goes are relative. We can't say they are unreal, but they are relative. And relative is not the permanent, not the truth. But see how our mind keeps on working and falling back into old patterns. Both thought, they got they graduated. The teacher finally after 25 years just spoke. But he made a statement for us to contemplate. Virochan, 25 years I had to wait and do all this slogging. Now he gave me the knowledge. No, how can I say that I did not understand? That's why, when you pay for a course and you go for those motivational courses, now when you come back, you can't tell them, that was the first class of the Upanishad. Because then others will say, were you a fool that you spent $10,000 to learn? What? I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Till you get back home and your wife says, what? Nothing. But what did you learn there? Very nice, very nice. And now that he has spent so much time and the Guru has said something so simple only, he said, that you are. So he looks at reflection. Teacher said, go see the reflection. Teacher was meaning what you see is not you, but the seer is you. But he saw his reflection and Virochan came back. This body is me. Upanishad is gain. You don't need Upanishad for that. Yeah? And he walked away. But Indra Devtas thought, did my Guru go and tell me to go and see my face to tell me that I am that? I already know. And knowing that nothing has happened. In fact, I've suffered only. So Indra Devta thinks, I don't think I have understood properly, because there is something. If this body was me, then with this body I've done many things, but I've still not got happiness. This body is inert. Where does it get its vitality from? Does it produce vitality? Again he comes back. 25 years, celestial years, he has to work. But he comes back. Virochan thinks he understood it all. And says, bas, body is everything. As long as the body exists, I exist. Body is gone, I am not there. Therefore, khao, piyo, maja karo. Bluto. Yeah? Eat, drink, be merry. That alone is the source of happiness this body knows. Right? So have more and more, so you'll be more and more happy. That was the philosophy of the Asuras. Still continues to be. Indra goes back. Again 25 years he has to work. Then he says, please tell me. The Guru again tells him, through another illustration, through another statement, through another example. Indra contemplates, but still feels, I have not known it. Again goes back, and after 100 celestial years, celestial years means how many? 8.2 billion years. Is one day of Brahmaji. Indra finally gets it. But he doesn't stop pursuing till he gets it. Comes back again and again to the teacher. Therefore, first we may come with some intent, with some notions. So even though it is told to us, intellectually also we seem to understand, but not with its fullness. Yeah? Bits we may have missed, bits we may have been distracted. So we don't gain the knowledge in its fullness. And a little of knowledge or even more of knowledge is not complete knowledge. So the student is asking now that what is the means, not after knowledge, to make yourself fit for knowledge, so that that knowledge that we have gained, we get established in it. So this is not after realization, before knowledge. And also the student is asking the teacher that if there is anything more that you need to instruct me, not that I have lost interest, tell me more. So it's the enthusiasm of the student, not the way we dramatize those dull people. The enthusiasm of the student. And what? It was a part of our culture. And therefore it is said that even after this Advaita Gyan, when you're in front of Bhagwan, Guru, Guru, you only said Tattvamasi. You and I are one. Then you do namaskar to me. Yeah. Our gratitude from our equipment that received from Guru's equipment, we bow down. And this was there in, at least what we know, in our Eastern, I don't mean only Indian, Japanese, Chinese, Indian. This respect was there. Even in India today, we had lost it. We may do namaskars. But nowhere in the world people bow down to their teachers. This is what we Indians have become today. This is the education system which we have been educated in and we are sending our children to. When I went there, and he told, I want them to learn it from the direct source, that they can have clarity about the various religions. And he tried to choose that those who know their religion, they would come and speak so that they can see what is the essence of their religion. I went there. Of course, even their education is in English, though most of the Chinese, even in college, don't know English that well. You know, our method of teaching You can easily say it's a person from Chinmaya mission because in between he won't say om. He'll say, isn't it? Isn't it? Do you think? So we question. And invariably, all of you who are listening, there's some response. You nod your head. Now, it was a college. So I would say, and the Chinese, young men and young women were sitting there. So I'm speaking and I had whole day session, 2-3 sessions that day. Next day, 2-3 sessions. That whole day I spoke. Next day again I went. I'm getting actually no response. And then I put a question forward. So I again put the question. Something like, do you all want success? And it cannot be that they've come to college for not wanting success. And I could see they're not teenagers to give just an attitude. Yeah, okay. No response. Till finally I said, are you understanding me? There are some people, you understand? You understand? You understand? I said, are you understanding me? And no response. I said, I've been speaking for so many hours. And all this time, they've not understood a word of what I've said. But that can't be. They are intelligent college students, and I think I am speaking quite intelligently. And I'm not also so strongly accented that they could not understand my �49. It's in English college. So finally I asked them, do you understand English? I'm telling, even a taxi driver will at least reply to you, no. You understand English? The answer will be no. Not nahi. No. I'm saying, I've been speaking. I didn't realize that the professor was sitting behind. And finally I said, are you understanding my English? You understand English? Now that professor realized that I'm getting doubtful. Then he got up and he said, Swamiji, according to the Chinese culture, that when you are listening to your Sifu, they call Guru Sifu. In any art, science, professor, teacher, and especially a spiritual teacher, that when you are listening to your Sifu, to your Guru, it is insulting to show the Guru that I know it. And if the teacher says, did you understand it? Did you know it? Telling the teacher, yeah, is telling the teacher, now stop. So not wanting the teacher to stop. So the teacher tells everything. I may have come to know something limited. But if my teacher has got something more to tell me, I should be waiting for that also. It is in that spirit, that culture which even today those who accept and those who have come from China, the Tibetans and the Chinese themselves, claim that all this culture we have gained from Bharat. And what is Bharat doing? It is in that spirit the student is asking the teacher that tell me the Upanishad. That if there is anything more that you want to tell me, any precaution you want me to take, please tell me. That is the spirit of that. See how much the Upanishads and the teacher and the students teach through their simple question, inquiry, attitude. And since the student has asked, the iti there, the teacher says, I have spoken the Upanishads. There's nothing more. I have told you everything that I know and every method that which my teacher taught me. I have told you. Then again, there's one more verse. What is that about? One more verse. What is that about? If teacher said every Upanishad is said, then why more? We can say for the student who may have not yet realized the truth, then don't despair. Like Indra Devta, even after gaining knowledge, because not prepared, there are students who misunderstand like Virochan and think they have understood it. And they go. But those students who still feel that I have gained it, but I have not yet realized it. So it is not after you've realized, but to gain this knowledge. Or if you are prepared with all this, establishment in knowledge is spontaneous and right away. Otherwise, which kind of a mind in which this knowledge gets established, becomes direct knowledge for that person. So here the teacher gives that there are number of tools, number of practices that are required to get clarity and establishment in this knowledge. The teacher out of compassion is teaching everybody. But everybody may still not be attuned to it. Don't despair. Follow these practices, and then this knowledge, what we have heard through our reflection and our meditation, will be made firm in our mind. So now the teacher says, and these terms have been explained, so I don't have to explain it. In all the preliminary practices, these are there.
Tasyai tapodamah karmeti pratishtha Vedas sarvangani Satyamayatanam.
So of this knowledge, tapaha damaha karma iti pratishtha. These are the legs or foundation of this knowledge. Means with this, we must gain the knowledge. We must be firm in this. What is tapaha? Those who do not have austerity, which means they do not have the forbearance to withdraw their mind and senses, or withdraw their senses from those activities which are not conducive to our goal. Yesterday we were asking question also, no? How do we give up these social media addiction? Tapas. That willpower by which we withdraw from the external world, where we dissipate our energies, get distracted, and focus it towards something higher, something more productive. Worldly language, more productive. For that, will, discipline is necessary. Firmness is necessary. Some forbearance is necessary. Perseverance is necessary. If you're not ready to take up some difficulties, and don't tell me you can't do tapas, even sometimes to go and buy a Louis Vuitton bag. Where marketing is that there are only 10 exclusive bags which only 10 women in the world, and in your city there is only one bag. Have you seen for that one bag what tapas? Now they can get it online. But since they can't get a physical bag, they buy a virtual bag. Yeah, you're really outdated, I'm telling you. Yeah? And as brahmachari swamis, we have to be very updated. Otherwise they'll say, kya bol raha hai? Tapas means, So conserving your energy from its dissipation and applying it to achieve something higher. So conservation of your energy to avoid distraction is tapas. Dhamma, mastery over your senses, so that energy that you have conserved then again doesn't blow out into the world to dissipate itself. Dhamma and karma. Which karma here? Your duties which are in line with your goal. For a spiritual student, your sadhanas, which includes seva, but in the spirit of dedication, with devotion. All this karma, in Vedic language, yajna, Agnihotra yajna that you are supposed to do every day. Now the brahmacharis will be taught yajna, which they must continue even if they go into grahastha ashram. So yajna. But that yajna means that what we have received from the devatas, we share with the world. What we have received from the Guru, we share it with the world without demanding anything. Because expression of our gratitude, karma. Yeah. Or even for your spiritual development, what sadhanas you do, karma. They are karma. No? And to also gain this knowledge, Veda and all the branches of Veda, Shiksha, Niruktam, grammar, everything that is there, including in that the various limbs of Vedangas, for the better study of the Veda. They are the various limbs. But what is that abode in whom this knowledge abides, stays? Satyam ayatanam, satyameva jayate nanritam. So, these are just few of the limbs. But even in the 13th chapter of the Gita, amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shantirarjavam. Today anyway, when they get the Upanishad, some of them will be spoken of. You can come and hear it, but it will be in Hindi. Hindi mein chahiye na? Huh? Satyam ayatanam. Honesty in thought, word and deed. Which means living up to your ideals. Speaking only that which is the truth. And your actions must reflect your words and your thoughts. And those who have got satyam, honesty, satyameva jayate. And truth is that which is. And even if we do not live in this world the relative truth, then how can we attain the absolute truth? Therefore, the quality that has been emphasized in the Upanishads, that which is the abode in which, that's why so much emphasis, Raghukula Reet Sada Chali Aayi, Pran Jai Par Vachan Na Chahi. Raja Harishchandra, to keep to his word, see what sacrifices, what tapas he did. Therefore, this path is not for the weak and cowards, not for the compromising and hypocrites, not for those who pretend, even in daily aspect of life, but those who are honest with themselves. In them, the truth abides. And what does honesty do? And what does dishonesty do? Whether somebody catches your lie or not, but your own intellect knows. And if you allow your mind to do what your intellect knows to be wrong, you are creating a split between your mind and intellect. A divorce between your mind and intellect. Your intellect determines what is right, wrong, good, bad, and what is the truth. Your mind follows your likes, dislikes, and instincts. That's why now all I have explained, karma, why is it required, no? If you allow your mind and you have no dhamma, You allow your mind to do what your intellect knows to be wrong. You have created a split between the mind and intellect. A time comes, just like in marriage or with your children, whatever you tell, they will actually do the opposite. And then you say, "7:30 ही लगी हुई है." Shani, Saturn is in your charts. But become a tapasvi, a devotee, and Ram kaj karibe ko atur. If Hanumanji is there, and he is dedicated to who? Pran jai par vachan na jai. What happens? Even Shani and Mangal bless the person who's got Hanumanji in their mind. So, tapa, dhamma, karma. Also proper understanding. Vedanga means all the means by which we can have the right understanding of the means. So all this is pointed out. And those, so in case you still feel it's not clear, pursue your inquiry, pursue your study of the scriptures. Now the concluding verse.
यो वा एतामेवं वेद अपहत्य पाप्मानम् अनन्ते स्वर्गे लोके ज्येये प्रतितिष्ठति प्रतितिष्ठति
Yaha. Today they are all struggling for, he, she, it, they, whatever it may be, Only in Sanskrit you have this universal language, which is beyond all gender, caste, creed, class, nationality. Yaha, whosoever. And what are they pointing out? That this country has got so many divisions. The Upanishad said, Yaha, whosoever. Didn't say this caste, this creed, man, woman, whosoever. Etam evam Veda. Gains this knowledge in this manner. Papmanam apahatya. Having destroyed papa. And what is papa? That which blocks our vision. And I realized today in the hurry that I didn't clean my specs. So therefore, you can't. Clear example. I told you I have 4D. Anante swarge loke jeye. One who then, having destroyed all his papa. Papa means, we say in English we translate sins, and sins means terrible actions done against the will of God. That is not papa. Papa means vasanas. Papa means that ignorance from which this ego is born, which creates because of whom all the vasanas and even sins and crimes are done. But when the ego itself which is a product of the ignorance, is gone, the destroying all papas, means all their papas, all their results of actions, good or bad, sanchita, agami and prarabdha, past karma, past destiny, future destiny which is going to manifest, the present destiny, all which are results of your action, all of them are dissolved. When the ego itself is dissolved, all the crimes done by the ego also dissolved. And such a person in the highest blissful heaven, and this is not Indra's heaven, heaven means where there is no trace of sorrow. That heaven doesn't. That is returnable heaven. In the supremost, highest blissful state where there is no trace of sorrow. Pratitishtati. Pratitishtati. Such a person remains established in it, and twice to emphasize, and also in verbal conversation there is no full stop. You don't say period. Pratitish, this is style that twice, that here the Upanishad is concluded. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastuma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi